Hi guys, it's your girl Chris, and today it is March 5th, 2013. So it would be approximately 8 months since I started becoming natural. Now this video is going to be detailing my natural hair journey up until this point. So I'm starting all the way back from when I was a child up until this point, where it is, I think, approximately 3 months until I become 1 year of being a natural. So growing up, I had always had tough hair. Every time my mom would come to do my hair, I'd always be crying, always be kicking and screaming, and I hated getting my hair done. And for the longest time, I just accepted that as normal. I just thought, hey, that's the way my hair works, so that's what I'm gonna do. So as I was growing up, I really wasn't exposed to the different types and styles and ways of doing my hair. The only time that I was exposed to black hair was at church, because when I was at school, I was pretty much the only black girl there up until I think grade 6. I was born and lived majority of my life in London, England, even though I don't have an accent, but I did spend half of my life there. So during my childhood years, the only time I was actually exposed to black hair was at church, which was on Sunday. So I'd always see the girls rolling around with those lovely braid extensions and those beautiful cornrows, and I always wanted to get my hair done like that, but my mom always said, you know, those styles, they look really great, but you have to have permed hair before you can wear them. So I asked her, I'm like, hey mom, when I turn 13, can I perm my hair? And she responded back to me with a resounding no. And I asked her why, and she told me the story of how she now hates her permed hair. When my mom was younger, just like me, she had luscious, thick hair. And when I say thick, I mean thick. And one day she made the decision to perm her hair because she felt that her hair in its natural state was too hard to manage. For the first couple of months, it was a great experience. She loved her long hair, she loved playing with it, so on and so forth. But as time progressed, she found out that she was neglecting her hair. And when she did this, her hair started to break and fall out in clumps. So because of that, she decided that she'd start perming her own hair. And since then, it's been downhill. Until recently, my mother actually started transitioning around the same time that me and my sister also started a natural hair journey. But from that bad experience that she had with her hair, she strongly suggested that me and my sister just decide to keep our hair natural, in its natural state without any chemicals, texturizers, or relaxers. I heard what she had to say, and to be honest, I didn't believe her. I saw my mom's hair transition from the Jerry curl up until permed hair, and I thought, her hair is straight, it's beautiful, it's manageable. She never cries when she does her hair, I'm always crying. But she stood firm, and my dad didn't make matters any better. He told horror stories about women he had seen who had such short hair that was breaking, and he always used the term, birds were playing in their scalp. Ugh. So I had all this really bad imagery about permed hair, but I still wanted to perm my hair. Fast forward to April 2001, me and my family immigrated from England to Canada. And once again, I found myself to be the only black girl in my class. I still kept on doing my hair the regular ways, actually doo-doo plaits, as some like to call it, which is basically sectioning off your hair and twisting it with a thread. Every single girl from Africa knows what I'm talking about. Like this video if you've had to wear those once in a while. So I didn't mind them. I mean, hey, I thought it was cool the way that when you pulled on the string, your hair would turn around. So I didn't mind them. However, there was this one girl in grade 8 who was graduating, and I saw she had the most beautiful mini twists I'd ever seen. I'd never rocked mini twists before, and the only extensions I had worn were that which my mom gave me. I didn't mind them. I liked having the long hair every once in a while. But when I saw her mini braids and her mini twists, I craved for them. It wasn't until my own grade 8 graduation that the topic of perming hair and mini braids would come into effect. For grade 8 grad, I wanted to do something really special with my hair. Now my mom dissuaded me from straightening it, and she definitely did not condone me perming it. So we went to my aunt, may her soul rest in peace, she passed away a couple of years ago, for her to do my hair. Now she tried to persuade my mom and dad for me to perm it. Her rules were, she's a growing lady, she's going to grade 9 next year, let her perm her hair. But my parents said, no, she's not gonna perm her hair, she's gonna leave it natural. So, what did she give me? She gave me what I'd always wanted, mini braids, and I loved those braids. I wore them proudly at my grade 8 grad and into my first semester of high school, where I got my first real introduction into the world of black hair. When I hit grade 9, I was in a new home, a new city, and a totally different school. There were so many different hairstyles. There were girls rocking blonde hair, pink hair. I even saw a girl with blue hair. And I couldn't understand how they were getting their hair to be all those different colors. Then I couldn't understand how they had all these crazy cornrow designs in their hair. Not to mention, I saw some girls who had hair down to their butt. What? I totally didn't understand what they were doing. And I totally didn't know why my hair wasn't like that. It wasn't until a couple of months into grade 9 that I realized that these girls were using extensions, weaves, and some of them were even using wigs. My mind was blown away, to say the least. I totally didn't know what to do. I mean, I had just taken out my mini braids and I was rocking my doo-doo plaits in grade 9. I felt so ashamed. And people kept on taunting me, asking me, why won't you perm your hair? Why won't you perm your hair? Why won't you perm your hair, Christina? And I just said, I don't want to. It wasn't until grade 11 and 12 that my friend circle had changed. And now my friends were the people who were doing everybody's hair. This was cool and this was great. And a lot of the time they'd say, hey, Christina, you know what? I'll perm your hair for free. Just don't walk around me with those Afro puffs. To me, that was the way I did my hair. I did experiment one time with doing my own mini braids and I was so proud of myself. And after experimenting with it, I decided on looking up ways to naturally deal with my hair. And then I came across the most famous forum that I'd say of natural hair, Naturality.com. The link is in the description box below. That was the first time I got insight, knowledge, and understanding into what my hair was about and how to deal with it. It was great. For once, I found a whole group of women and men who had natural hair just like me. No one around me was rocking natural hair. Everybody had perms. Everybody was wearing weaves. And I'm not condoning that wearing weaves is wrong or wearing perms are bad. I'm just saying people didn't let me wear my natural hair. When I first found the Naturality forum, my mind was blown. There were women on there who weren't straightening their hair. Women who were wearing weaves. Women who were wearing extensions. Women who refused to touch their hair with anything that wasn't made with their own 2 hands. It was crazy. Again, my mind was blown away. I had no idea that a world like this existed for me and my natural hair. So I started studying and studying, and eventually I decided that I was not going to use any more heat in my hair. My regular hair routine was as follows. I'd shampoo my hair with whatever shampoo I had on hand, condition it for about 15 minutes, rinse, apply Dax to my roots, Dax to my strands, and Dax to my scalp, the green one, and if I wanted to press my hair, I'd use the clear coconut oil Dax to straighten my hair. That was my hair regimen. That was what I'd done to my hair for years and years and years. No wonder I didn't see any growth, didn't see any length, and no wonder my hair was constantly breaking. Now I knew why. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna try and not use heat on my hair. For about 2 months, my mom looked at me in shock and awe. She said, you're not gonna blow out your hair? You're not gonna flat iron it? And I said, no, I'm just gonna wash it like regular, condition it, and just style it as it is. That was in the summer of 2011. And for 2 months, it was going good. I noticed almost instantly that my hair was stronger. My hair didn't break as much, and my hair was doing pretty good. I'm not going to school with this doo-doo plaits in my hair, so what did? I blew my hair out. I didn't feel any regret at the time, but I did notice there was great changes in my hair, and I mentally took a note of it. After that, one girl actually started pestering me constantly about perming my hair. I mean, every single day she'd come up to me and be like, "I'd perm your hair for you, you know, I'll do it for free." She was one of those girls who did everybody's hair at school. And so having her perm my hair for free, it felt good. Heck, she even permed my mom's hair for free. And my mom loved her. But I still made my decision to not perm my hair, even under constant pressure. I remember one girl came up to me and said, "You know, you have really healthy hair. Perming will actually make it stronger. Because your hair is already healthy, all that perming will do is make your hair longer and keep it stronger." Yeah, because putting a chemical in your hair will make it stronger. Don't think so. By the end of grade 12, I still had natural hair in my head, and I was loving it. That was a lot of talking. In 2011, my cousin came to live with us, and she was an amazing hairdresser. She was trained in Ghana to do all sorts of hair types, hairstyles, and she made my life so easy. Every 2 months, she'd weave my hair up, put my hair in zip braids, and do a whole bunch of stuff on my hair. I loved it. But I was still noticing the breakage I suffered when I was younger didn't go away. And I figured, there's no way I'm losing this much hair each time I do it. There has to be a better way to take care of my hair. She was the one who actually started getting me onto maintaining my hair by keeping it protected. That was the first time I'd ever heard of protective styling. She told me that I shouldn't walk around the house with my hair in an afro puff. It's been exposed to the elements and losing moisture. So she suggested that I just braid up my hair and put a satin bonnet on it. That's where my famous red satin bonnet came from, my cousin. And from then, I started wearing my hair like that. She'd get mad at me if she came over and she saw my hair all unexposed. So I figured, what the heck? Wash my hair, dax it up, blow it out, braid it, and cover it. My hair was still a terrible mess, but at least it was protected. Then, in December of 2011, she moved on. And, well, my hair was back to its regular wash it up, dax it up, afro puff. Coming to the new year of 2012, I was rocking my best and my favorite weave. It was brown with light brown and bangs. And to me, it felt good. But as I took out this particular weave on, I noticed a clump this big. And I think that was the biggest clump of hair I've ever seen came out of my head. And I said, this has to stop. After getting that weave on, I then decided to get braids. And again, clumps this big. But what I did notice was that when I did have a sew-in weave, my hair actually grew at least ½ an inch. It did lose a lot of hair, but there was still growth. When I did wear my hair in extension braids or twists, I'd constantly lose hair and not retain or gain any length. So I stopped wearing my hair in braids and twists for majority of 2012. But this time, when I was daxing my hair up and blowing it out every Saturday, I felt the pain. I felt, why am I gonna go through my hair being a mess all the time? Always having constant battles to blow my hair out. I swear I got all my muscles from the amount of times I was blowing out my hair. My hair was tough, it was hard, and I dreaded washing my hair. After my cousin left, I really didn't have a go-to hairdresser. So anyone who did hair, I asked them to do it for me. They were using all types of creams and lotions in my hair, and I really didn't care. So for me, as long as I had a weave on my head or some braids, I was good. But my true natural journey started around the summer of 2012. By that time, I neglected my hair so badly. It was horrible. All I would do was wash my hair, dax it up, afro puff. Wash my hair, dax it up, afro puff. And to me, it seemed fine. My hair was clean, my hair was manageable, and my hair was out of my way. It wasn't until May 2012 that I just finished taking out my last weave. My hair was covered in oils, from the Dax, covered in the oils from the clear Dax, and blown out. I was going on a trip to go see my aunt, so I took the bus, and I took a picture of myself in the bus stop with the sun shining behind me. When I looked at the picture, I could see the sun shining through my hair. Even though my hair was in an afro this big, it was thin, looked straggly, and there's patches in it. And that's when I made the decision to stop using heat on my hair, to stop using anything in my hair that I didn't make myself or was not natural, and stop wearing weaves and braids in my hair unless it was winter. On May 5th of 2012, that was when my natural hair journey truly began.